In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can automate your client reports using Claude Code and AI. In this video, I'm going to show you an example for marketing agencies, so how you can report to your clients for their ads and just making sure that everybody is happy when it comes to their ad campaigns and ad performance. Now, just to be clear, this system doesn't only apply for marketing agencies. The same structure, the same thinking process works for any other industries like accounting, finance related, real estate, insurance, all of these other industries. The structure and the thinking process is the same. It's just the way you fill it out. The actual elements is going to be different. But the first thing, why should you have something like this? We all know that for marketing agencies, client reports are one of the biggest headaches. Why? Because if you have 20 clients a week, then you need to give them reports every single week. And if you don't do weekly reports, then even if you do monthly reports, it's going to take you a lot of time to give them reports. But the more frequent you give your client reports, the less questions they're going to ask and the less likely they're going to churn. Because if you give one client a report every single week, maybe it takes you an hour per client. It doesn't sound like a lot of time that you contribute towards your client reports. But if you have 20 clients that you're reporting to every single week, that's 20 hours a week that you're wasting on client reports that you should not be focusing on as a founder. And you can automate super easily. It only takes a couple of hours to build the system. The second reason, there's no clear direction. Usually when people report to their clients, they just say, hey, this is what happened last week. That's it. A negative tone. There's no clear next steps, nothing. They just give you the numbers, or you just give the clients the numbers and that's it. That's not okay, because your clients are going to churn if they don't see potential, if they don't see exactly what you're going to work on moving forward. You need to give them super clear next steps. Third, like I said, if you don't give them consistent reports throughout the week, throughout the month, they're going to chase you every single day for reports because they're not making as much money as they should be making and they don't know what's happening. So of course they're pinging you all day. Again, it's taking up your mind space, it's giving you more stress, and it's taking away time from you that you could be putting towards actually scaling the company. Like I said, they're going to churn if the messaging is negative. If you say, hey, we only got 5 leads last week, it sounds negative. But if you make a little bit of a shift and be like, hey, we got 5 leads last week, yay, then again, it doesn't sound that negative now, right? A lot of things when it comes to reports is that you need to make it look positive. You need to make it look like they just won last week. You need to make it look like the campaigns are crushing it and it's going to be even better next week. So please pay us, or not please pay us, but pay us, because next week it's going to be even better. Like I said, you can't actually focus on scaling the company because it's taking away too much of your time. And if you decide to delegate it, then you need to hire people for it, which is going to cost you a lot of money and it's just unnecessary. Why? Because having a build like this is very simple to set up, only takes a couple of hours, and I'm going to show you how you can do it in this video. Step number 1, build the AI agents. We're going to use AI agents built in Claude Code for this project. We need 3 AI agents. We need a business manager scraper agent, which is going to extract all of your campaigns in a PDF on a set time. Let's say every single morning, the agent is going to scrape off all of your clients' campaigns. It's going to put it in a PDF, all the numbers, the click-through rate, the CPC, the conversions, how much money you spent, all the campaigns, just scraping everything off from the campaigns pretty much. The second agent, the ad analyzer agent. This is going to go one more layer in depth to the actual analysis. It's going to look at all your ad briefs. It's going to look at all your campaigns, the numbers, everything, and it's going to break it down to super in-depth components, like why is this ad winning? What formats did you use? What hooks did you use? Why is this ad losing? Why is this not as profitable as it should be? What were you using? What kind of ad formats? What hook did you use? What call to action did you use? What visuals you used? It's going to break down all of these little elements of your ads and give you feedback based on how you should be doing it moving forward. Okay, this is going to be the actual element of this automation that will give your clients hope, and they're going to keep paying you for that hope. And the third agent is the message orchestrator agent. Based on the PDF summary and based on the analyzation, it's going to craft a message and send it to the customer. It could be through email, Slack, WhatsApp, whatever communication channel you use. So these are going to be our 3 AI agents that we're going to use. Just to break down what you need for all these agents. So how the business manager scraper agent works is that you connect your business suite, your Meta Ads Manager, to your Claude Code via a CLI. there's two things, an MCP and a CLI. The MCP is a little bit glitchy. You can get banned, but if you use the CLI, just search it up, type in Business Suite CLI for Claude Code. This is how you can connect your Business Suite to your Claude Code. So you can pretty much manage all of your Facebook ads by just prompting in Claude Code. You can just say, turn that campaign off. Okay, it's going to turn it off. Give me a brief on the campaign. It's going to give you a brief on the campaign. Add this image to a new ad. It's going to do that for you. So adding a CLI to your Claude Code for the Business Suite is going to allow you to use Claude Code to pretty much manage everything in your Facebook ads. Then you need to give the agent clear instructions, exactly what you want it to do. Every single Monday, look at X client's ads and scrape off all the information from it. Scrape off information number 1, information number 2, information number 3, and then give it to me in this and this and this format in a PDF file. So you need to be super clear on these instructions, because if you don't give it enough information, it will not know exactly what to scrape up and how to structure the PDF for you. So make it as long as possible. Okay. And when it scrapes off your campaigns, it's going to scrape off all the ad copy, the call to actions, hooks, bodies, everything, the ad formats, what kind of format did you use for the ad, the numbers, all the data on how the campaign is actually performing, the offer that you used, the targeting that you used, everything. From A to Z, it's going to scrape off everything for you. And then once it's scraped off everything, it's going to save it to a database. This is super important that people don't do this. You need to have a database where all the information is being stored. So the more you use agents and tools like this, the bigger it's going to be, the more knowledge it's going to have. And these agents are going to get smarter every single day by just using the automation and just having more and more runs. Okay, so it's going to save it to the database and then create the actual PDF brief for you. Once the brief is done, then we're going to move on to the next agent, which is going to be the ad analyzer agent. Again, same thing. You need to give it super clear instructions on how you want it to work. Okay, break it down like this. This is a winning ad. This is a losing ad. This is why it's winning. This is why it's not winning. And based on that, analyze my ads in the future. Okay, and then again, the output. This should be the output that you're giving me. So make it as in-depth and as clear as possible, because then the agent is going to give you super, super good results back. Then once you have the instructions, then just it's going to look into the database that we used previously, and based on the database and based on the brief that it gave you, it's going to actually break everything down into small components and compare it to your other ads, winning ads, losing ads, ads that are currently in the pipeline, everything. Now, there's another thing that we need to do as well, is one more extra step. If you want to add to this pipeline, is just add one more agent, a research agent that researches competitors every single week. So it's not just analyzing your own ads, but now if you pull in competitors and look at their winning ads, then the agent can combine your winning ads with the competitors' winning ads and give you a brief and next steps based on that. Because then there's going to be a more likely chance that your ads are going to succeed if you look at your own winning ads and your competitors' winning ads. So it's going to look at your winning ads and your competitors' winning ads and compare it to each other, break it down into super small components. And then once that's done, it's going to put together a detailed next steps brief on what you will focus on next week. This is going to give your client a confidence that you're not just randomly managing an ad campaign, but you're actually working on things and you have a plan. For clients and for retention, the biggest thing is not always results. You can retain someone for 6 months without getting them results, but having the hope and having the confidence that they know that you're working on something is enough to give them to pay you. And that's the same thing that we're doing here. We're giving them next steps every single week, or even you can even do this daily. You can even send them a brief every single day, and then they're just not going to message you ever because they know exactly what's happening in their ad campaigns. So give them clear next steps so they know exactly what you're working on and that you're working on something and not just, sleeping all day. And it's going to give them the confidence that you focus on them. Okay. Next agent, the message orchestrator agent. This is going to be the agent that actually sends out the message to the client. Again, same start. You need to give it clear instructions on how it should put together the message, the email, the WhatsApp message, anything, and then connect your Claude Code to the actual software that you use. Could be Slack, could be email, could be WhatsApp via MCP. Connect it to your Claude Code. You just type in Slack MCP and you can just find it. You can just put it in your Claude Code and it's going to be connected. Super simple. And then what it's going to do is it's going to combine the PDF brief and the next steps brief and create a human sounding message. I see so many people doing this wrong. They just send the numbers. Nobody cares about the numbers. I mean, they do care about the numbers, but making a message that sounds like a personalized message that make it seem like you care about the client. And that's again that's a super important element. Just making it seem like that you care about them. Okay, this is what we worked on. These were the results. We're happy about this. We got some leads. But next week we have these new campaigns coming out that are gonna be even better. We're gonna get even more leads. Give them hope. Show them that you care about them. Don't just send them numbers. Okay, these are the numbers from last week. There's zero effort. You need to make it seem like you put effort into these reports, and you need to make it seem like you care about them. So how you want to structure it, these are the results from last week. This is what we want to focus on next week, and then make it sound positive. Oh my God, this is such a small tweak, but in terms of language and messaging, this is so huge. Instead of saying, hey, we only got 5 calls last week, just say, hey, we actually got five calls last week. It's 2 more than last week. We're improving. Again, you didn't get them good results, but if they see that it's been that these are results that are better than the results from last week, they have hope. They have confidence that each week the ads and the system is getting better. They don't need to know that you usually get clients 40 calls a week. All they need to see is improvement and progress. And if you give them clear improvement and clear progress, they're going to pay you. And that's why they're not going to churn in month number 2 or month number 3. And they're going to pay you for 6 months at least. And then once that's done, then it's going to send it to the client on autopilot every single week after review. You can do this on autopilot that you don't even need to have a human person to review the actual reports. But I like to add a step to my process where it's like, hey, this is the report for X client. Approve it. And then if it's approved, then it's going to send it to the client. It's always good to have a human person touch into these and have an overview for these AI tools and for these automations, because if something is messed up, then you don't want it to be messed up across like volume for our clients. So it doesn't take a long time. It takes you 15 seconds to just read through the actual report and then click on approve, and then it's going to send it over to them. So those are the 3 main agents that we're going to use for this process. And a super important note, build on loops. There's a feature in Claude Code /loop. If you put in /loop in front of a prompt for an agent, you hardwire it into an agent, then instead of using n8n or any of these automation tools, you can just say, hey, these are your instructions /loop, do this every single week. Because then it's not going to be like a one-time input and one-time output, but it's going to be a loop every single week. Look at all my client lists, look at their ad library, look at their business suite, and do the things that I told you to do. So work on loops. But if you really want to see what's happening and you just you're a visual person, just build the whole thing in n8n. Super simple. Like you just put down a few blocks, connect them, and just integrate the agents into the process. So it's not like you need to build something from scratch. It's just a super simple visual build that you need to have for n8n. But I highly recommend you doing loops, because then you don't need to prompt back and forth. You don't need to do all that stuff, all those connections. Just tell them, hey, do this every single week on Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern, and it's going to do it for you. Super, super simple. The actual tech stack, and this is the last thing that I want to mention. What do you actually need for an automation like this? First, database. I recommend Supabase. This is one of the most common databases in the AI space. Super cheap. It's like $6 a month, or there's even a free version. You don't even need to pay for it unless you have like super mass scale, but you can use the free version. It's a ton of database. But you need this to store all the information so agents can get better and better and better every single run, and they can learn from their mistakes, and they know exactly how a good ad campaign should look like and how you can improve on it. So it's not just good for client reports, but it's actually good for you internally, because based on the research and based on the competitors, based on your winning ads, it can actually pull you good ad formats. So it's not just a client reporting automation, but it actually helps you with your ads as well. You need Claude Code. I think for this, having a Claude Pro plan, the $20 per month plan is perfectly enough. You don't need the max, the $200 per month plan. The Pro is perfectly enough for this. You need to have the messaging platform where you want to actually send these messages. Could be Slack, could be email, could be WhatsApp, could be Telegram, anything. You need the MCP for that platform. You need the Business Suite CLI. Like I said, connect the Business Suite CLI to a Claude Code so they can communicate with each other. Optionally, you can use n8n. Like I mentioned, if you're a super visual person, just build the whole thing in n8n. And then you need to have a Google Drive MCP or any storage base, like, I don't know, could be ClickUp, could be anything. The reason why we need Google Drive is to save the actual PDF somewhere. To have somewhere to save the PDFs in the cloud. Let's say they make you the PDFs just to have it, just so you can access it anytime and just watch it. Just let the agent upload it to an actual Google Drive folder for you, so you can see all of your briefs and all of your reports at the same place. Okay, so it's a super simple build. Like I said, it takes only a couple of hours to build this, but it's gonna make your life so much more less complex and so much more simple and so much more free that you don't need to do all this stuff for your clients. Like I said, 20 a couple of hours to set up, and you're gonna, if you have 20 clients, you're gonna save at least 20 hours a week, less client churns. You can focus on scaling the company. You don't need to hire unnecessarily. Clients are not gonna chase you. They're gonna stay for longer. This automation is a must if you're a marketing agency, and the same thing applies for other niches. If you're dealing with any sort of client reports, anything, then build this automation. It's going to be the same system, same structure, same process. You just need to make sure that the actual instructions are different and the instructions are set for your clients, like how you report to your clients. So I just wanted to give the example for marketing agencies because that's the first one that came into my mind. But build this. You're going to thank me later. And by the way, follow me on Instagram. I'm going to put my link in the description. I post a lot of AI content, like AI tools, tips, tricks, hacks, all that stuff. As well as if you want me to give you a free AI audit for your company to see what kind of automations you could use in the company to save time, be more efficient, make more money, then I'm going to put a booking page in the description. Booking a call with me completely free, not going to charge you anything. We'll build you a roadmap, a business plan on what automations you could use, and if you want us to, we can also help you build it up for you. Okay, so do that, and then hopefully this video was helpful. See you in the next one.